Hey, you guys, and we are live. I am super excited for today's episode. As you guys know, I am Coach Kelly J. I am the coach's coach. I teach the people that reach the people. And in today's episode, we have a hot seat. Y'all know I love doing hot seat, and I know y'all love when I do hot seat. So I have invited one of the clients in my platinum coaching mentorship, Coach Amber Phoenix Gray. My apologies of Very Clear Solutions LLC to come on and sit on the hot seat and see what she can learn, what insights she can gain, what movements she can make, what breakthroughs she can have. So as we get started in today, you guys share this out with people that would find value in it, which is everyone. So share it out on your page. But I want to give Amber an opportunity to introduce herself as we get started. Like, what kind of coach are you? Who is Amber?
All right. Well, hi, everybody. And thank you so much, Coach Kelly J, for this opportunity. So Amber is the very VARY neurospicy coach, right? So that's me. I am neurospicy. I am a neurodivergent professional, and I coach Black women who are Christian with the stigma of ADHD, and so that they can embrace their beautiful brains and live without shame.
Okay, got it. So tell the people in a different way
Mhm.
why you're needed in the marketplace.
I am needed because as a Black woman, we are underserved in the mental health space. And
Mhm.
for me, especially with ADHD, I did not have anyone to talk to and they could truly empathize. They didn't, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Right,
It was a lot of that, and that hindered my growth, so much. And I wasn't able to tap into the beautiful side of my brain and know how to use it and use it to my good, right?
right.
And then also now Christian, I don't help just Christians, right? But I put Christian and God told me to do that because of the stigma and how usually, you don't claim that. Don't you claim nothing. Right.
Right,
And that's what I grew up with. And that did not help me grow. Not only that, it didn't help me embrace the way God truly made me. He made me this way. It's not about claiming it. It is what it is. Like this is
right,
I have ADHD. And sometimes in some environments, I'm scattered. And in other environments, I'm super. I am amazing. And
right.
I just had to know how to navigate through that so I can live in my purpose.
I love that. So I like how you say it's not that I'm claiming it, it's how God made me. Like I already was that. It's just
Right.
realizing and walking in, what does it look like to be my best self with this?
Thank you. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
100.
let me ask you, I want to learn a little bit more about you, or have the viewers learn a little bit more about you before we get into the hot seat part of it. And
Okay.
for me to see how I can help you and see, what your blockages may be, see what you need clarity around. I want them to know more for those that fit into who would be your ideal client.
Mhm.
How and when did you know that there was an issue?
Okay. I knew there was an issue. And I'm glad you said the word issue. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit. But
Right.
I knew there was an issue, like even as a young girl, let's say middle school. Let's say middle school, when I'm, aware enough of myself to
Right.
say, like, something's wrong with me, or why can't I remember anything, or why
Mhm.
am I in mid thought and I just it's gone because it's so many things happening in my head. Why can't I be like everyone else? Because it seemed like everyone else could do these simple things, and I struggle with the simplest of things. And so, of course, I didn't go get tested for ADHD, anything. What I did was I worked so hard. I worked so hard, and that's what we call in the ADHD world as masking. So I masked all of it. I just worked really hard. I was smart, and I had to just keep pushing. I had to
Right.
work harder. I had to study more. I had to break down those sentences into three, so that I could, you know, so I had to come up with these strategies for myself. And
Right.
and that when I think about it still to this moment, I'm like, my God, like where would I be if I had
Right.
someone saying, "Hey baby, your stuff is not operating like mine. Let's talk
Right.
to you." And
How old were
say,
you though at this point? if I may ask?
I would like 11.
11. Okay, so
Mhm.
at 11, and I don't know how old you are now, so I don't know how long ago that
Let
was.
me tell you, I'm 36. I just turned
Okay.
36 last month.
Okay, so at 36, when you were 11, there was still a stigmatism, and I mean a stigma in going to get help.
Absolutely.
It
Oh
was
yeah, it was
especially
worse.
in African
Yeah,
American.
right. It was worse
It was still,
then.
something's wrong with you, or ain't nothing wrong with you, girl.
Hmm.
So
You
did
remember what you
you
want to remember. Stuff
right,
like that.
right, exactly, right, right. When you felt like something wasn't right, were you aware that ADHD was a thing?
Not at all. No.
Like for me, I'm 51. Growing up, I never heard of ADHD. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I never
Nope.
even heard of it.
Never, never, never. I heard the word Ritalin before, which I've never experienced Ritalin. That's a medication for those who don't know, that some children used to get when it was called ADD and they changed it to
Right,
ADHD. But it was always a joke when I heard it. Like, you can get
right,
that from Ritalin, they need to sit down somewhere. But
right.
I had no idea that there was something there and that there was help for me. No.
Okay. And so, what age were you when you realized this is a thing? There is a solution. I can get help. I want that.
Right before I reached 30. So somewhere between like in year 29, somewhere in there,
Okay.
is when I reached and it came from other people who were educated on ADHD. And they're
Mm,
like, you got ADHD. Some would joke, and a coworker said it to me. She's like, you should, go see my psychiatrist because I think you really do have ADHD. And I'm like, you know
okay.
what? So many people have been saying it. Let me go talk to this doctor. And I did. And the paper said extreme. I'm never going to forget that. And I wish I could find this paper. I'm like, Lord, why didn't I take a picture of this paper? But it said extreme. And I thought, my God, like, I'm just not finding out. I'm on the brink of 30 with 2 children, and I mean, life didn't have to be this hard. I could have gotten glasses a long time ago so I could see, like,
Right,
that's
right,
what it
right,
felt
right,
like. That's what it felt like.
right. So, sorry, my phone rang here. You just turn it off. So, you're in your 29th year. A coworker pulled you to the side, which was very, very nice. I hear people joke about it, but like for real, I
Right.
think you might have it. So that was good. That was a godsend, I'm sure. So
Yes.
now you have decided in your walk for 6 years, I guess now 6, 7 years, that you want to become a coach to help others through this. What did that look like?
So, in 2017, I went through a divorce.
Mhm.
And with that process, I started a ministry called Thrown Through and Through. And I won't go deep into what that is, but that is when I started really helping women intentionally. And I've always been called to women. And so I was doing that and it was working, but I was never admitting that I had ADHD because I'm praying with y'all. I can't be saying I have ADHD because it's not
Mm.
okay. All we need is Jesus, and
So now
and
you're masking again,
I'm masking again.
the adult version.
The adult version. And she, come 2018, that woman that was masking began to have panic attacks. I had
Mm.
anxiety and depression and all these things that comes with not being who you are and or who you were created to be. What was inside of me, I was burying it and it was tearing me up. Oh, it was tearing me
Wow.
up. So that's how I came to, you know, ADHD, fully embracing that. Look, it's not all bad. Now it has its struggles for sure,
Mm.
but it has some beautiful, beautiful traits that has blessed me with.
So you decided to lean into it, accept it who you are, be
Yes,
open with it,
yes,
and look at the beautiful side of it instead of the negative side of it. So you, in essence, began to give it a new identity.
absolutely. Yes.
And so, how did you get into the coaching space with it, and where are you now?
So, uh, so the way I got into the coaching space with it, honestly, I was struggling at work as I had always done. I would go in on fire and I have all these great ideas and I'm changing the culture and all these things. And then that burnout, constant, because I'm masking, I'm going through it. I'm great. I'm back tired. Going through it. I'm great. It was a vicious cycle at every job. And I'm like, this is not it. Like, God, tell me what you want me to do. I went through a few storms, few things I put myself through, which I know God really use that to build my character, because now I can be more empathetic because I'm like, oh, I can see how a good person can mess up. I can see
Right.
that. So he really made my heart better with those struggles. But I came over to begin coaching because I saw your ad. Let me tell you that. I mean, because I've been coaching. That's just what I've been doing, right? But never
You've been
monetized.
coaching for free, basically.
I've been coaching for
You
free.
had
The
been
only
coaching
thing
for free.
exactly. I did get paid for career coaching because I've been in HR for 15 years. And I'm
Okay.
a senior talent acquisition
Okay.
professional. So, getting paid to do resumes and packages I put together and all the things that I had done before your program, and that's just winging it.
Mhm.
But it still wasn't doing it for me. Like, it was just like, I'm closer, but this isn't
Right.
it. And I saw your ad while on a medical leave because I had
Oh. Now, I
and
don't know this part, y'all. Just so you know, this is my first time hearing this. I don't know what
yeah,
any
she doesn't know any of this.
so just ride
Wow.
with me. And if y'all
Mhm.
have some comments, go ahead and put them in the chat and so we can see what y'all are thinking. What's going on?
Yeah. And on medical leave, and it was my second one this year. And you know, oh, thank you, Lord. It's just so I saw you and I was immediately drawn. And it could have been because you're just so good at it, right? But
Well,
I
what
choose
did
to
I say in
believe.
the ad?
No, no,
I'm
but
curious
I'm
now. What,
thinking
what,
like
what was it? What ad was it?
it was to go to your free webinar, just become a coach. Like, I think you were on the beach. Yeah, which is like a happy place. Like, when I think of water, I'm just, happy. So it's like, here's this beautiful woman, look like me, and I wanted to lock my hair so bad, right? So then you had the locks, and I'm just connecting everything. I know how to make things that don't make sense. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, like, this is it. Her hair is locked. She's beautiful. She's being like, real. I don't feel scared to reach out to her.
Right.
And I signed up. And then in that webinar, I was losing it. I bet you like, who is this woman typing so much? I'm in there. I'm typing because
Wow.
I'm like on fire. And again, I'm on leave. I'm not getting paid. I'm not anything. I'm just trying to release my stress from this job. And then you put it in there. You want to join my program? I was the first person who paid. I
Wow.
know that. I was the first person who paid, and I didn't have another check coming. But I had, and I have
You
4 children
knew.
now. Yeah, huge. I have
You
4 children.
knew.
When I had to jump, I feel like God said, "This is it. This is it. I freed you up. You don't." I went through a lot of shifts in life. I had a lot of bills because I had a great salary, and what I did was I packed on the bills with the salary. Your
Right.
your lifestyle changes. God
Right.
God took all of it off of me. I allowed him. I gave him space to do that because I could be
Mm.
crying over all my physical, and I did shed tears. I'm not gonna act like I didn't, but I was like, purge me, Lord. Like, whatever you need to take away, and also with the journey of being sober. So today
Mhm.
I'm actually at maybe 255 days, somewhere around there, sober.
Wow.
Yeah, thank
Congratulations.
you
Y'all
so
clap her
much.
up in the chat.
Thank you,
That's
thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, because that
Almost a
thing
year.
helped me with
Yes.
my masking. It was helping me drown
Oh, it's
out
helping with the math.
everything. Yeah,
Yes.
and I didn't know it at the time, right? But I know that now.
Right.
Yeah, thank you
Right.
so much. Thank you, thank you.
Awesome. So then you came into the program
Mhm.
and what happened?
God showed out. So ADHDers, that's what we call ourselves, ADHDers. We have it can be a gift and a curse, the ability to hyper focus, meaning I can put together a whole life like in a call, like it just, I can do all these things. So that's what I did. He gave me very clear solutions, which you see here.
Mhm.
And vary, you see, is VARY. And that's because we are not all the same. And that's
Mm.
okay. We vary. our brains vary, our gifts vary, our experiences vary, everything varies.
Yeah.
So although it varies, it's clear because God is not the author of confusion. So the solutions are going to be clear, but it's going to be different for everybody. And
Right.
we need to be cool with that,
I
you
love
know?
that. That's the perfect name then.
Thank you. Yes. And then the logo, I made the logo because this is how I feel when my brain is operating the right way. You know, it
Right.
could look like a mess and squigglies and all of that, but no, it's beautiful when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So the way that I just thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I did that. I created the logo because somebody was trying to charge me money I did not have. I was like, let me figure this out. Created the logo. The coaches, I have to give it up for the coaches in your program.
Mm.
And this is a plug from my heart talking about the coaches in your program. I don't know if you was just sensitive to the spirit or whatever you was doing, or you just real recognize real, but the women in your the
That,
women and the man, because Coach Drew, he's the bomb. They are so helpful and they have a heart to help. They have a heart to see you succeed. I feel like they're praying for me when I'm not there. I feel like they are
yeah.
pushing me, and they push me. I'm talking about that tough love, like girl, why haven't you did this? Why haven't you done that? And they
Right.
do it in love because I will have the tendency of feeling judged. I felt judged my whole life. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, you have to come at me a certain way. You can come tough, but I need to know it's love. I need
It's
to
love.
know it's for my good, what you're
Right.
saying to me. And they do that. They did that. So the progress that I made so quickly was because they wouldn't let me sit on it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't let me. They maybe get your butt up, do this, do that, all
So,
of it.
so tell me about this progress. Like what happened? You came in, you joined the coaching program. Have you gotten a paid client? Like how did that work?
I did. So you actually coach me. So everyone doesn't know this, but you have something every day of the week for us, which is phenomenal. Like I'm not used to that at all. I've been in programs. I've paid money to hear people, to see people, to touch people. Like maybe, it's not the hem of Jesus garment, but let me just touch you. Let me see if this is gonna rub off on me. And so I came in and the coaches, it was all laid out. The DBA, then the LLC, the EIN. They were like, I was telling them I was coaching people for free still. And I was like, well, I'm in this program. I'm going to have to start charging. And Coach Dr. Natasha Wright, she said, wait a minute. Like, do you mean to tell me you were on the phone doing what you're supposed to be doing? And you said, I'm going to charge you in the future for what you need right now, and what I'm giving you right now. And she's like, you have until the end of this call to start your strike to sign up for to get paid.
Come on.
So that push did it. And then you hopped on a call and you come in, it's like celebrity, so you hopped on the call and you're like, well, I'm gonna be on the call today. And I'm gonna be coaching. Who's gonna volunteer? Me. Send me, Lord. I need that, Coach Kelly J. That I need that. And so you coached me. And you didn't
Mhm.
know that I had a discovery call coming up. I don't even think I said it,
Mhm.
but I had a discovery call coming up shortly after that. So you blessed me. And then on my first call, within 15 minutes, I had a very beautiful deposit put into my account.
Okay, come on, very beautiful.
Yes. And yeah, okay. Okay. All kind of blessings they can vary, right? So this
Right.
one was a financial blessing and also a deposit in my spirit because God was saying, look at you, like you can do this. Okay, this is your
Right.
first one. Within 15 minutes, you got
Wow.
this. You got this. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. I dropped out about these after that. And I know I'm talking about God a lot just because I wouldn't be talking to you if it wasn't for God. But I'm not a preacher. I'm not no Bible scholar. Like, no. Like I said, I just stopped drinking because I would cut up.
Right.
It's not that. It's just I can't help but say it because I'm telling you, I would not even be alive right now if it wasn't for him. So that's why I keep bringing them
Yes.
up. I don't want to push people away. They're like, oh, she only coach Christians and oh, she seemed holy roly. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not, but I love
Well,
God
let's
and he's
let's
gonna
let's
talk to
get
me.
into this real quick. Let's get into
Okay.
this. So you got the paid client.
Hmm.
And you're in the coaching program.
Mhm.
What are your goals, and what is keeping you from them, from being there now?
So, all right, now we're getting hot. Um, my God. My goal is to be making an impact. Like I want to be paid. I say I want to be highly paid, highly successful, highly sought after. But I believe what will make that come true is if if I'm just me and mm, I need to be me, but I need to help people. Like I'm trying to think of the way to say it. What's keeping me from it? Nothing. Nothing is keeping me from it because what was keeping me from it is prior to this program. And I hope no one thinks I'm saying that because I'm in the program. I'm for
Mhm.
real. Like, and I worked through it through the program too, because what happened is when I came in the program, there's a different Amber showing up. This
Mm,
Amber showing up is not the same Amber that, people are saying, you ain't got it all. Or
right.
you slow. Or stop acting like a blonde. And no disrespect to any blondes, because I'm blonde. And like stop acting like a blonde and all that. And those things cut deep. Even if people are joking, it's like, am I dumb? No, I can't be, because I do some great things. So when I came to the program, it was a lot of like-minded people. And, it's people coming and talking to me that had been in the program and just coming in. And I'm like, I just leaned into it and I felt great. And I felt like this
Right.
is who God created me to be. And that is what kind of removed what was stopping me. So right now, what's stopping me, coach? I mean, we may have to dig
Right.
because
So, we removed what's stopping you by taking action into a program that was going to show you step by step what to do. You did that. You got a paid client or paid clients. Tell me specifically, what is your goal for the next, say, 3 months, this last quarter of the year? What is
for
that goal?
the goal can be multiple goals, right? Like,
I only need one. What's the biggest goal around client acquisition? Like, what does that look like for the rest of the year? What is your goal? How many clients do you want? What do you want them to be paying?
okay. At the end of the year, this last quarter, I will have coached at least 20 individuals, and it could be in a cohort, group coaching. I see the beauty in that, in the
Mhm.
community in that. And they're paying, you want me to say individually? What I'm thinking in my head?
Well, you could say this last quarter I want to make, and you can say what that in. You could say what that bulk is, or you could say you want to be charging this much per person. We can take it either way.
Oh, let me go. I'm my calculator right here. Let me just do something real quick.
Okay, so I want you to see
Well,
something
I
right now.
can
I
honestly.
want you to just let me show you something right now. And
Mhm.
that's that it's the third day of Q4, and I ask you what your goal was, and you don't know.
No. Come on. Yeah, and that says a lot. I know it because there's no expectation if I don't have a goal. Like, what am I
Exactly. You
looking
can't say
for?
you hit it or you didn't hit it.
Yeah,
God can't come through for you if he doesn't even know what the request is.
right.
So rule number one, you guys, for Amber and anyone's watching, the first thing is to know what the goal is, define it, write it down, put it
Yeah,
on sticky notes on your mirror, put it on your refrigerator if you have to. You
yeah.
need to be you, and your being and your God that you're praying to this for needs
Hmm.
to know what is the goal.
Whoa, yes. And I'll tell you this: I've done like multiple vision boards within the past like 3 months, right? None of them have a figure on it. And I would say, like, I tell my family, and they know, they'll attest to it. I'm like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a millionaire because I used to say I'm gonna make six figures. When I did, it didn't change nothing. So being a millionaire is not gonna change anything. But I just can't think. I couldn't think clear enough about what I'm really going toward when it came to money. So,
well, let's define it right now. Fourth quarter, what are we doing? What feels good to you in this fourth quarter? And everybody that's watching, I want you to do the same thing as I'm walking Coach Amber through this. I want you guys to also define what is your fourth quarter goal.
Oh.
And don't put it in the chat because I don't want her to see it or someone else to see it, because the mind will gauge what your goal is by what somebody else said. So I don't even want anybody to put it in the chat. And thank you, Joy Rice, for putting define your goal in the chat. Okay. Yes, write your goals down, your vision, put it in writing. So what is our fourth quarter goal?
So can I say the only thing that's in my head, and I'm trying to get it out of there and it's not working, so I'm just gonna say it to not waste time. The only thing in my head is I keep thinking of I just need money and want enough money to like take care of my kids. That's what's in my head right now. I know that God said I can have way more than that. You know, like God is.
It's fair. That's fair to say that, and I want to address that. I'm grateful that you said that, because that's how a lot of people think, and that's how I used to think too. My mindset used to be, and I just need enough, because that's the world that we grew up in. I need enough.
Yeah.
You know, and we were taught that if you wanted more than that, you were being greedy. And I mean, we were taught that in you know, Black households and in the church, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you don't need all that. And I'm like, well, the Bible says I can have it. And as I got to being an adult, a whole grown adult, it's like, wait a minute, I can unlock this if I want to. So then I had to find the desire within myself to want to. So I want you to dig deep right now and learn that it's okay to want more than enough. It's okay to want more than enough. Remove the identity that you've attached to more. Remove the identity that you've attached to overflow, to abundance, and words like that. We get to have it.
I never seen it.
And that's okay. It's okay to be the first one.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because look at it like this. There is no other area in our life where we want just enough. Let me give you an example. Nobody's walking around like you said with your kids. You have 4 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody asks you, how healthy do you want your children to be? You would never say, just healthy enough.
Oh,
right?
You're right about that. I'm not trying to be.
How smart do you want your kids to be? Just smart enough.
Oh, wow.
How much energy do you want to have when you wake up every day? I just need just enough.
Wow.
No other area of our life.
I would never say any of. Yeah, you're right.
Would we ever say any of those things?
No.
It's only with money that we were reared in a way where just enough became the standard. As a culture, you guys, as a culture, we have to do away with that doctrine. We were indoctrinated into that. We have to do away with that completely. Just enough is the devil.
Wow.
But Amber, I've realized that, but you and everyone that's watching right now that still lives in the land of just enough gets to decide that just enough is not enough.
Oh my God.
Are we deciding?
I'm deciding right now. My mind is like, so now it needs to come back. It needs to come back. But that's heavy. Like that's.
What if it wasn't heavy? What if it wasn't? What if you decided you were going to let it be light and let it be done?
I could be a millionaire before the end of this year, because I would expect. That's crazy. So I opened my bank account, my business bank account, before I got my first client. And I tell myself, I said, well, I expect God to put something in here. You know, like I didn't just want it. I set up the account so that something could go in there.
Yes.
So
Expectation. Come on,
yeah.
expectation.
So you just so why put the limit on? I need more time to deal with that. We're gonna need another call. We're gonna need another call, but I'm willing. I'm willing. That's crazy. I didn't know I was limiting myself like that.
Right. But it's showing up in different areas of your life that like you know what expectancy is because you open the bank account without having a client because you were expecting that you were going to get a client and you got the client. And that's how that works together.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So
I want you to look at the way, and you'll see it when you watch this back. Everyone else can see it right now, and I can see it as your coach. I want you to look at the way that you're thinking about it in that you just said, I need to sit with that. I need another call for that. Those are default terms. It's not a fact that you need to sit with it. That's not a fact. That's a decision. I need another call. That's not a fact. That's a decision. You're making it a fact with the way you're saying it. Like I've decided this is what's going on. I've decided I need another call. Those aren't facts.
cool.
Process that in the moment.
Well, you tear me up right now. In the best way. Okay. All right. So
Give me a number. Fourth quarter, 2024. With everything that you have going on.
$100,000 in this last quarter.
Okay.
I have 6 figures. I know I can do it. I've seen 6 figures before, and it's believable and it's achievable, and it's not it's not easy. But like again, I want to make sure also that I make the 6 figures surrounded around God and surrounded around my kids. I don't want to sacrifice it all to make the 6 figures. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And I don't know if that's a decision that I'm saying I have to do that, but that's a pattern that I have done.
It is. And I saw it immediately come out. You said the amount. Watch this. You said the amount, and then you had immediately said what you don't want to sacrifice for it. So in your being, your normal pathway is if you get something good, then something else has to be sacrificed for it. Because you went there immediately.
Yeah.
So I could see the need for some retraining of your thought processes, if that makes sense. Okay. So as soon as new information comes to you, that you don't go to an old pathway that's not serving the higher self you want to become. Which means when new information comes, you have to be intentional about creating a new pathway that aligns with those new thoughts. So with that, your prayer could be, Lord, I know I have some default pathways in my being. Now, when I say in my brain, I'll say as well, but I don't mean in an ADHD kind of way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
In your brain. Yeah, in your mindset, there's some default things that immediately, if this happens, then this means this.
Wow.
It's like the identity you're placing on that thing. So your prayer could be, God, I know that my default way of thinking about overflow, my default way of thinking about access and what I can unlock, I know that default process is old. I know that that's the old operating system. If you think about a computer, that's the old operating system. You're trying to put a new disk in an old operating system.
Oh my goodness.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's going to continue to limit me.
Right. It's going to continue to limit you because that old operating system in that new disc, they're not the same size. They don't fit. Amen in the chat. If anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Amen. Amen.
They don't fit. So
And I'm convinced that was working. Like, I mean, I'm thinking now of how I was convinced that was working.
It can't.
It can't.
It can't. So let's talk about this $100,000. Let's talk about this $100,000. How much are you currently charging for coaching? One person, not in groups. How much are you currently charging?
$997. $997.
All right, you're charging $997. Right? And you can feel free to write anything down right now.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right. So if you were continue to charge $997 and you were going to get you wanted to make that $100,000 by the end of the year, that means that you would need to coach 100 people. Right?
Yes. I said 20.
Is that realistic? What does your time schedule look like? Is that realistic? Do we need to charge more, or do we need to put people in groups?
Both.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this. I think it's worth a lot more than that. I'm just scared to go above it. You know, I know it's worth a lot more than that, because the people that I've helped, they're paying for the program immediately, almost like me. You know, like, I mean, I what you gave me has helped me make money to pay myself back for what I paid you and move forward. So, but again, right now, and I'm pretty self-aware, my body feels what we just talked about, like about the limiting beliefs, because I'm telling you right now, it's in my stomach. It's coming up my chest. Like I was going to say,
you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it in my body. So I don't know what to do with that right now, because I know it's not right. Now I know it's not right. You didn't put a name on it. So
how much is the program worth?
The program is worth at least $1,500, like $1,497. I like that.
Okay.
I like that. So
okay, so we're deciding right now your price is no longer $997. Okay.
Jesus.
Your price is $1,497. Because you can energetically stand by that. If you told me, I maybe 14, maybe 12, maybe 14, I don't know, I would tell you leave your price at $997, because how you say it is everything. If you say your price in a way that it's not believable, your client, your prospect is not going to believe it either. If you sound like a mouse, they're not going to believe it. Right. My highest group coaching program is $35,000 a year. I can say that like a grown man with hair on my chest, because I know that those women, because I only take women in that program, I know their lives change in that course of a year. Like they're never the same, which means their family is never the same, which means their lineage is never the same, because they've changed who they are.
Right.
So you see how the conviction that I have when I talk about that program?
Yes.
It's called expansion. My whole team of 14 people know we don't write expansion in small letters. We write the whole thing in capital letters. Because I need you to feel it anytime we're writing it on anything, landing page, anything.
Yeah.
Like you guys, you have to be able to stand behind your price in a way that the person knows you mean it. And not because you're putting a because after it. Like it's $1,497 because it's $1,497. Right? Everything that you said before that is the because.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
So how many clients do we need? Oh, I turned my phone off. Can you hit your phone?
Yep.
And turn it back on.
100,000 divided by 66.
So now we're down from 100 clients to 66 clients with that small shift. Y'all, it doesn't take a whole bunch. It really doesn't. Just if you really look, if you get a new pair of glasses and you look through a different lens, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see to make huge financial shifts in your business. It's just small tweaks in the right area. It really
Yeah.
is. So 66 clients.
Yeah.
Do we have time to serve 66 clients?
We
I don't
do
know if you
have
work
time.
full time.
No,
Okay.
I do. I have time and I have the drive to do it. And let me tell you, I said 20 people by the end of the year. And God said no, at least 20 a month. He just said it. He just said it because
Okay, so look at that. You said that you said 20 by the end of the year, and he came back and countered. He said, I want more for you. He said 20 a month. Now look at that. We have 3 months left at the end of the year. We just came up with a figure for 66 clients. That's 20, 40, 60. Divine,
divine.
right?
I know it.
Divine.
Mm.
So what are we
Clear.
doing? Let's talk about the client acquisition path.
Okay.
What are you doing right now? What are you going to do to acquire these clients?
Well, speaking of divine, this Sunday is my first webinar.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a free webinar this Sunday at 6 p.m. So I have a link and everything. I guess I need to share the link with you, but I'll share the link.
Okay.
And it's at 6 p.m. Central on this Sunday,
Webinar
which is
at 6
October 6th.
p.m. Okay, this is the path,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for everybody watching, now she decided what her goal was. It was 100,000. Well, it is $100,000 by December 31st. And her price was $997, which means she would have needed to acquire 100 clients to hit that goal. She felt like the price was too low. Notice I didn't tell her her price was too low. She felt like her price was too low and she energetically stepped into it. And I asked her how much. Notice I didn't tell her how much because you need to feel it for the delivery. So she said at least $14.97. And I'm here for the at least. Okay. Heavy on at least.
Yeah.
At least $14.97, which tells me that's not going to be the final price of the program, right? But right now we're gonna stick with that $14.97, which took us down to hit her goal. We only need to acquire 66 clients. So then I went into time because I need to see how realistic is this for her to acquire these clients. Like, are we working full time? But like, is this real? Because what I don't want to do is create a blueprint, a roadmap to your financial goal and your client acquisition, and you don't even have time to do it. It just sounded good in the moment. We don't want to do that either.
Right.
Amen.
No. Amen.
Right. So she says yes, she can serve 66 clients. So now we're coming up with the path, and she told me, which I didn't know, that she has a webinar this weekend at 6 p.m. How many people do you have registered for this webinar currently?
Oh, let me look. I know I have. Last time I checked, I had 3 registered.
Okay.
Look at my lead connector.
And how often are you checking this registration?
Well, I get the alert, so I'm just.
Okay.
But like I have I recorded another invitation, and again, like I have the time because I stepped all the way out on faith. I'm no longer in my corporate position. I'm giving it everything that I have, and so I did go ahead and put sponsor ads. I did that.
Okay.
Because this is what it is. So I gotta put it all out there. So, but no, it's just 3. It's just 3. It's 3 at this time.
It's 3 at this time. Okay,
Mhm.
a couple of things I will recommend you do. I would go ahead, and you could do this when you have small numbers. Go ahead and email or text, depending on what kind of system you have. If you have text, highly recommend text.
I have
If you
Coach
just,
Growth Solutions.
okay, look, she has Coach Growth Solutions, so
Yeah.
you can text the people. When you had them registered, did you get a phone number?
Phone number and email because they received my ebook.
Okay, awesome. So she's got a lead magnet in place. So I would go ahead and text those 3 people and say, I'm looking forward to having you in the workshop, the webinar this weekend. Tell me what is your biggest struggle with, and then whatever the workshop focuses on.
Okay.
Right? You need to start the dialogue with the people right now. Like literally. When they show up at the workshop, they need to feel like y'all already know each other somewhat, if they're people that you don't know.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If you wait until the day of the workshop, they'll likely not show up. This increases your show up numbers. I'm telling you guys how to increase your show up numbers when you host webinars. Because when people sign up for a free thing, there's not a high commitment level. So it's no big deal if they just hang out longer on that day and they miss it's no big deal. There's no skin in the game.
Right.
So the hack of what gets people to show up to webinars, workshops, and the like is you starting the communication with them and the relationship ahead of time.
Yeah. Okay. Especially if they have ADHD. I just thought about that. Like, get their attention.
Right.
And keep
Y'all should be BFFs between now and then. So you have a whole extra layer. Also, okay, that's one path is to get as many people that sign up to actually show up. But I want you to also consider what groups of people you can get in front of between now and then to increase the enrollment rate for the registration. Like, are there Facebook groups? Right?
Yeah.
Are you tapping those Facebook groups?
I am tapped in as far as like I've joined a lot of them, and really I've just been like, if somebody's needing help, I just offer that. But I haven't said I'm a coach. I'm just like, let me give these nuggets, and just help somebody while I'm trying to figure stuff out. Do just enough. That's what I'm. That just
There's
enough.
that just enough.
I know. That's what I would never heard.
Just enough is running rampant, right? So what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do. You have a flyer for your workshop, for your webinar?
I do.
Put that flyer at the top of your personal Facebook page.
It's there.
With a message inviting. Okay, is it pinned?
It is. Well, I'm talking about the banner at the top. You mean the banner?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So that's cool, but put it at the top of your personal Facebook page as a pinned post.
Okay.
With the date, time, all of that. Then I want you to go over into the ADHD groups and answer as many questions as you can each day. I don't care if you got to do this for 2 hours a day answering questions. What happens is when people see you answering questions in these groups, people are nosy. They're going to come over and say, who is this answering all these questions? This person seems very knowledgeable. I need to connect with them. When they come over to your Facebook page, they're going to see that pinned post at the top of your page, inviting people to register. Right? So that pinned post doesn't need to be this long. It needs to be, have the information. You don't want to miss this. Put a reminder in your calendar, blah, 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 blah. I can't wait to help you overcome your biggest struggle with ADHD. Like, make it to where people want to sign up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're getting people to sign up to a free workshop and you're not very known in the space yet, you have to go hard.
Okay.
You have to go hard to advertise that. At the beginning of this workshop, you said you saw my ad. I was on the beach doing my ad. That's because I went hard for years before that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Earn your stripes, coach.
I had earned my stripes already. So you're earning your stripes. That takes a muscle. The build of that. And my phone is ringing again. Yeah, that takes
somebody with ADHD saying, tell her. Could be someone asking you about my webinar.
Yes. So, connect with the admins in the Facebook groups. You could do that. They're, especially depending on how big the group is, they're used to people coming at them and asking, doing an ask instead of a give. So, and sometimes that takes a minute to build. So I would just go in there and be of help. Don't share any links or anything. Just go in there and be of help and get as many people to the workshop as you can. Now, this next tip I'm going to give you, this next recommendation, you may not like it, but I highly recommend you do it. You want to have 66 clients by the end of the year, I would literally be having a webinar every single week. Every single week. One, it's going to exercise the muscle of repetition, and you're going to get really good at the delivery.
Okay.
Every time you do that webinar, you'll see where you did good, and you watch it back, that next day. You'll see where you really did good, where you really did not so well. Look at the body language of their body language, your body language. Tweak it, do it again the next week. Tweak it, do it again the next week. Tweak it, do it again the next week. All the while, you're still in Facebook groups. You're still spending a couple of hours a day garnering attention. Wow. Guys, when you first start doing this, when you first start putting yourself out, it's the monetary gain is not the payment. The attention is the payment. The attention that you get is the first payments that you begin to get as a coach. The monetary it's a result of that. The more attention you get, the more money you'll make. But don't go into it with the mindset of I'm going to go in these groups and make a bunch of money. It's like make that impact, make those connections. The money is a result. It can't not come.
Yeah. Just
right. You got to put your time in right now. The internet doesn't tell you about that part.
Sure does.
It just shows you, on the beach or in the Lamborghini or in front of the big house, all of those things. But a whole bunch happened before all that happened.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Yeah.
So how else are we going to garner people, get people to this webinar?
Posting daily or multiple times a day.
Okay.
Going live. I kind of made a face. Going live daily.
Okay. So are these commitments or are these just suggestions?
It sounds like just suggestions. They're commitments going against I'm like, because I know I'm saying it, I need to do it. So that's the hesitation you hear in my voice, but I know it's the right thing to do. So okay. I am going to post daily. I am going to engage with my audience because that's another thing that I know I haven't been doing. I'll just heart something, but I should say something back, but social media can get a little overwhelming for me. So maybe I'll just time block. I think that'll be good. I'll time block when I'll do these things so that I'm not spending all day on social media trying to keep up with all that because that'll have me burned out. I learned that. So okay. I will time block so that I can post and react, engage with my audience. I will go live daily, and all of this is daily. What else? I'm going to go answer as many questions. So I'll do what I've been doing in the groups, just more intentional because I'm just looking like, oh, who do I have an answer for? Oh, let me write them. But now it is more so I need to help as many people as possible. I need to answer as many questions as possible. And I'm going to do the same in LinkedIn because they'll send me a thing saying you've been chosen to answer this question. And I don't. I just don't. So I'll do that as well.
Okay. So Facebook and LinkedIn are your platforms?
And Instagram and TikTok. I'm on all of them and posting on all of them. I know I could do better on TikTok. I think it's more of a mental block. It's too much all that's going on. The faster you can scroll, the more I'm trying to get off of it. So
which ones do you enjoy the most if you had to pick two? So I don't want you to feel like you're all over the place. If you had to pick two to focus on for the next 3 months, we're looking for a 3-month result.
Okay. I would say LinkedIn and it's hard choosing between Instagram and Facebook, but I'm gonna say LinkedIn and Facebook. It's hard for me to take Instagram out of there. I enjoy being on Facebook because I more so know people and can write and engage a bit. I feel like Instagram we're scrolling a bit more, but Instagram just told me I got over 10,000 people looked at my page within the last 30 days. I'm like, I need to stick with Instagram.
Yeah.
So is
And
that
you
okay?
can join those platforms. What you post on Instagram can also
Yeah,
be on Facebook. So
they're
let's
the
go with
same.
those three as your platforms that you're going to focus on. Not so
Okay.
much TikTok, because we want to laser focus for this next 3 months with the goal of getting the result.
Right.
So
Okay.
we're going to say Facebook, Instagram combo, and then LinkedIn. We're going to leave TikTok alone for right now as we're laser focusing. Are you committing to a workshop every week?
I am committing to a workshop every week.
Awesome.
Sunday
Awesome.
is gonna be the day.
What day?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday workshops. Posting daily and doing time blocking. You're going to do a live daily. And I'd like to see you commit an hour daily to groups, to connect, to answer questions, to do research. Look at what people's pain points are. Look at what the common questions are that people are asking, so that you can turn around, like you can keep a log of that and you can turn around and use that as content.
Yeah.
We don't have to make up our own content. Just go, and that's a nugget right there. Go in Facebook groups, see the content, the pain points that people have, the questions they're asking, turn around and keep that and create that as content. What I used to do back in the day, can I give y'all a hack?
Yeah.
What I used to do back in the day is I would go in these Facebook groups and I would write down the types of questions that people would ask over, a myriad of Facebook groups. And then I would keep them on a scorecard, like on a little note card like this. And I would keep them on a scorecard. And the ones that had the most questions, that's what would become my content. Because it's like,
Wow.
okay, I went in 20 groups today and there
Wow.
was 65 questions on, how to discover your niche or whatever. Okay, I need to do a video on that because that's what's going to serve the most amount of people. So we don't need to make content relative to what we think people need. Let them tell us.
Right. Can I tell you that what just popped up in my head? Out of all the things that hurt in what I've been seeing, is at the root of it all is like guilt and shame, like feeling bad for not being to operate in the way the world says you should be operating. The woman should be able to remember to wash those dishes, or she should be able to start this task and finish it. She should be able to remember these things because that's just what women do. And so it's a lot of guilt and shame, and that is bondage. And that is what I came out of. So now someone said, "Oh, Amber, you take so long." Well, you could take your car then, because this is how it happens. And I'm planning so that I can make it on time, but I'm moving in my way. I removed the guilt and shame. I took off the shackles, and I have to continuously do that. But all the content can come from that root.
Definitely.
For who I'm talking to.
Definitely. Yeah. So that right there, what you said, becomes your content for social media or for an ad. Like, are you tired of the guilt and shame that it makes you feel when somebody rushes you, or when somebody expects this to happen, or somebody expects that to happen? The thing is, they just don't understand how your brain works. But here's the beauty. I do. And I want to invite you to a workshop where I'm going to tell you how to manage this in everyday life. Still be you, still show up in your greatness, but have those around you understand who you are, and not in a way that you need to ever apologize for it again. So you see how I just took that content?
I sure do.
That's what you have to do.
Yes. Y'all gonna see me later saying the exact same thing. I'm gonna be watching you so I can say the exact same thing. That was perfect because you spoke to me as a woman with ADHD. You just spoke to me, and that's it. Mic drop.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we got to get 66 clients by the end of the year. So that means by the end of this month, we should be at, what is that, 22 clients in October.
Okay.
Now, have you ever put people in groups?
I absolutely have. When it was ministry, so they weren't having to pay, but they showed up free. They bought shirts, but but I have.
You have, so you'd be comfortable in groups. Yes. So I would definitely recommend doing this through a group coaching program. So on Sundays, when you're doing this workshop, at the end, I would be pitching a group coaching program. And how long is the program?
And I have one, and it's 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay.
4 weeks. I mean, the current client does 6 weeks.
Okay.
But for the group coaching, I had put it down into 4 weeks, and because it's, I guess I could talk to you about it offline. I guess about like I have it already. I have the program. It's laid out. It's perfect for what we're talking about.
So what happens when the 4 weeks is over?
They can stay in the community because I created a group.
Okay. And how much is that?
Oh, nothing. It comes, it's access with, oh, you're right, because I would have to pay to keep access to you and your group. Because I'm telling you, that works wonders. The community and the support. I mean, because when it's over, I'm still gonna be paying for it. Like I need this.
Right. So here's the thing. This is what I recommend at the end of those 4 weeks, and this is a framework that I teach in the program that you're in now, PCM. The next level to that program is called Momentum. In Momentum is where I teach them a higher level of what they're already doing. But one of the specialties that I teach in there is group coaching. So let me tell you one of the methodologies that I teach, and that's this. After your 4-week program, there should be 2 options for the people to do. One, they go to your higher level program that is a higher investment, longer period of time. 2, they can downsell to your membership. That's how you create a continuity program. Right? Nobody stays for free. That's not a thing.
Yeah. Or I forgot, the coaches did tell me I'm canceling free. They had to drill that in my head.
You're canceling free. They just stay for free. That's not a thing because you are still
engaging and pouring.
You're still engaging in them. You're still pouring into them.
Yeah.
Like you have to look way ahead in that. When you have 1,000 people now who have come through this program, now you have 1,000 people over here that are pulling at you and you're coaching them for free because you told them they could stay.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Yeah. You can't make that a thing.
You're absolutely right.
Sell them to the next level thing, which may be around $5,000 for 6 months or 12 months. I recommend 6 if you've never done a 12-month cohort. A 12-month cohort is a commitment. So that second thing may be maybe 6 months, maybe anywhere between $3,500 and $1,000. I mean, $3,500 and $5,000, $6,000, somewhere in that range. Or you can downsell them into a monthly that's somewhere between $47, $97 a month, something like that. So what that does is say that you get your 22 people. Now watch this, y'all, and then we'll close out. You get your 22 people in October. Today is October, what, 3rd?
3rd.
Yeah. So say you get your 22 people in October. Let's look at the finance of that. Oh, I had to turn off my phone again. Let me turn it off.
What do you want me to, what math you want?
Let's run these numbers real quick.
Okay.
And y'all, this isn't girl math. This is math.
Okay, math. And I was great in math.
this is math. Let me wait for my phone to come back on. And I know we went a little bit longer than we normally do on these hot seats, but I needed to get an understanding of who you are because we've never like really engaged.
Right.
Okay. So, all right, let me get over to my calculator. So if we secure 22 clients at $1,497, that would be $32,000, $32,934 by the end of October. Okay. And we're going to work really hard at that with the pathway that I gave you.
Okay.
Now, those people, if you're bringing them into a group, say that you're at the end of each workshop, you're saying you're selling them into a group program that starts at the beginning of November, right? Okay, now ride with me. The October people could be in a group coaching program that starts at the beginning of November. At the beginning of November, they start their 4 weeks. So their 4 weeks are November 1st through November 30th. Say there's 22 of them. At the end of November, you'll give them the opportunity to upsell to your higher
Right.
level program,
It's
and
called
not everybody's going to take it. About
right.
25% of the people are going to take it. So that higher level program, let's just say is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
25% of them take it. That's 5 people. So 5,000 times 5 people, that's another $25,000. Right?
Yeah.
Some of them are going to downsell. Say we have another 25% that are downselling. So that's
Correct.
another 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Downsell program membership would be like $97 a month. That now we've created, aside from the 25,000 that are upselling, we've downsold 5 of them into a $97 a month program. So now you've got $500 a month residual income coming in.
Correct.
Make sense?
It
That's
makes
on cohort 1.
my God.
But meanwhile, you're also hosting the November people that you're going to get another 22 people in November. So then at the end of December, that's another $25,000, and then another 5 people, because we're working off of percentages. Now
Right.
you've made $50,000 off of your second tier program. You've made $32,000 off of that first 22 people, $32,000 off that next 22 people for November. And now you've got $1,000 a month residual income. You could do that every single month. And that's how that works.
The things we don't know. I'm talking about you. I mean, you just broke that down so sweet, like to where I could understand it. And I believe that I can do that.
You
I do.
can.
I do.
You
I do.
can. And anybody watching that has that belief and is willing to step into that belief, you absolutely can do it. I just laid it out.
You did. It's very clear.
It's very clear. Go back and watch it. It's very clear.
Yeah.
That's what I teach in my momentum, to my momentum ladies.
Wow. Thank you, because that's a blessing. I'm not in that program yet, and you just laid that out for me. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
are
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And I see you guys in the chat saying it's crystal clear. I think somebody else is going to run the play too.
Right?
But you have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that you deserve more than just enough. Have we
Yeah.
stepped into that belief now?
We have stepped into that belief, and really we stepping on it, because how dare you? You've been holding me down, like, and I didn't know it. I thought I was just, being humble and just making sure I'm focused on the right things. Focus on your kids, and it's good and it's all right. But who said it's not all right to have more than that?
Right.
And yeah, I don't know who said it. I really don't know who said it. It's just,
Well,
I guess that's how we made ourselves
I
comfortable.
think people took things like we don't look in the Bible. A lot of people won't look in the Bible for themselves, and they'll be like, "Oh, money is the root of all evil." Money is the root of evil if you make it your
Exactly.
guys it to be your God.
Exactly.
That's the issue.
That's the issue. If money's your idol god. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right. It has been an honor to connect with you and serve you today, even though it was longer than we expected. Hopefully that is okay.
It's okay
And
with
I'm
me.
giving you the playbook. Listen, if you are in Platinum Coaching Mentorship with Coach Amber, you saw me give her the play. Hold her accountable to this weekly webinar, to posting daily with her time blocks, to going live daily, to getting in these groups an hour a day, really attracting people to her webinar as she infiltrates her community and helps people overcome the stigma related to having ADHD as a grown Black woman.
Amen. Grown
Right?
Black Christian woman. I'm Christian and I have
Christian woman, grown Black Christian woman. And if you're somebody that's watching,
any woman that believes,
any
because
woman that believes,
you believe that you were created by a higher, a higher source greater than you, then you should know. Absolutely phenomenal just came up on the screen, and absolutely, like, you were beautifully created, and you can accept who you are and build on that. We don't have to stay the same. You don't have to just struggle and say, oh, this is just how I am. But you need to pay attention to what you need to be working on.
right?
And that's the only way we can do that. So Yeah.
Absolutely. And now, if you're somebody that's watching this on Facebook later or YouTube later, the program that Coach Amber is in is called Platinum Coaching Mentorship. If you want to look into getting into that program, it is platinumcoachingmentorship.com, and we'll put the link down below. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, Coach Amber. I honored you. I look
Go
forward
register.
to yeah, register.
Go register for the webinar. Go.
Oh yeah, did you drop the link to your webinar?
Well, I don't see the chat on my screen, but I did send it to your team. Like I texted
Okay.
to the team.
Okay, so what you can do is since we're live on Facebook right now, after this is over, just go in and put in the thread. This is the link to my webinar. And I want you guys to share it out with any adult female that you know that is struggling with this or might be struggling with this. And hey, listen, let me say this too. If you know someone that might be struggling with it, approach them in the right way. Like Amber had someone approach her in love, it was a coworker. But approach them in the right way, because they may be the person that's walking around and they haven't been diagnosed yet. But you see these tendencies. And that's why I took that time on the front end to really talk about what did that look like before you realized you had it.
Yeah.
Right. So if you know somebody that fits into that shoe, like, listen, I'm not trying to be funny, but I think I can help you. Tell them it's help, because it is.
It is.
I think I can help you. I know somebody that can help you. I think you might be struggling with this, and your life can change if you lean in and, find out that you have it. There's things that you can do. You don't have to live, scattered.
Right.
Feeling scattered all the time. So I want y'all to share that out once she shares the link. Okay. All right. Thank you. And I'll see you.
Bye.